Hey everybody, welcome to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Taco Tully, and I'm joined by the podcast dad. Choops, how you doing, man? Good to see you. It's me, Tully.
Yeah, I forgot we had that special intro. It kind of caught me off guard, but good to see you. Good to see you. You ready to talk
It's
some
Tuesday,
Monday Night
man.
Raw?
Come on. I am. Mr. Cincinnati is not here. He's still celebrating the Bengals win from last night. So yeah, he asked me to fill in, and it's Tuesday, but I don't have a taco today, man. I didn't get a chance to
Hit the codes.
what?
Hit the codes.
Huh?
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah. I was gonna get to that part. I was just letting you in on how I'm feeling. Is that not
I don't care
okay?
about your personal life.
All right, fine. All right. Anyway, like you said, there's a QR code in the top left corner. You really got on me this last time about that. So like, share, subscribe, help them to get these numbers up. We love what we're doing here at the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I may be the new guy, but I really feel like I'm part of the family. Also, tell JVF, Bill needs to text me back about fantasy playoffs next weekend because he don't.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks. All right.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's talk wrestling. Monday Night Raw, man. Solid show. Very solid show.
It's one of those Raws where it didn't feel like a 3-hour dragging wrestling show. So that was it was nice. I'll get right into it. I really like Drew and Sammy. That was, I think, a fun open. I think they are in the final stages of this Drew McIntyre heel turn where he is just becoming quite ruthless, and I think we're getting to our Scottish psychopath. They were doing a great job of making him kind of be that really angry heel. I think him and Sami Zayn have a lot of good chemistry. I could see that, and this is a ways down the way, but I could definitely see that maybe being the WrestleMania program for Drew. I wouldn't be mad at that, him and Sammy, because I think Jay will end up going with Jimmy. So I don't know if they're going to blow that feud off at Mania, but like these two worked very well together and had a really, really good opening match. I'd love to see what they could do with more time on in a pay-per-view setting.
Yeah, like Sami Zayn just has this sympathetic quality in him. Just when you look at him and he looks like he's down, he looks like he's out. I mean, he looks like me without a taco. Like you can't help but feel bad for the guy, and it's a lot of hurt that he's been able to emote. Yeah, right. You get it. And Drew with this heel turn, it does feel like it is more complete than it has been, so far. So yeah, I especially with the backstage attack, I think that next up he needs to do something a little bit more sinister. Maybe if it's even taking Sammy off of TV for a week or two to do it.
I think that's kind of what he did last night, and taking him out at the knee and doing that. But I think. And this is something that we've talked about, not you and I, but Eric and myself a while ago. I want to say it was Eric's brother that compared Sami Zayn to Mick Foley, and I think that's just such a great comparison that he is the kind of the Mick Foley of this generation. Not work rate, not style, anything like that, but just that lovable character that people are always going to get behind, no matter win, lose, tie, squash, dominates, win a world title. It doesn't matter. Like people are always going to get behind him. And it's going to be hard to boo him moving forward, especially after that bloodline angle. That, I mean, he's so good at what he does, and it's everybody loves him, and it's hard to hate him. And I think they have something when you're going pecking order of world champion. I think he could get there one day. I don't know if it's anytime soon, but as soon as I think Roman gets off his stranglehold of that title, I think we're going to start seeing more champions and fresher faces as champions soon.
Yeah, that's going to feel really, really weird once Roman is no longer champion. Just kind of what is next for the lineage of this belt.
If he ever drops the title.
Do you think that there's a legitimate scenario in which that doesn't happen?
Oh, I think he's breaking Hogan's record.
You said his name. You said his
full name.
So now we're just making up rules.
Don't get angry because you don't have any tacos.
All right, I need.
Where'd you get that
fidget spinner? I put one in my pocket.
Your what?
What?
Your what?
My fidget spinner. I was getting antsy. Hey, you don't know what a fidget spinner is?
Leave your fidget spinner in your pants. Well, this is a family show.
Well, no, not that. Yeah, so, it is. But wait.
Anywho,
wait. I forgot this was in here.
What the hell is that?
A pocket taco.
I thought it was a potato.
You ever watch The League? No, it's a no. Oh, yeah. Crisis averted. We have a taco.
What kind of taco is it? Don't talk in the mic. You're chewing. I don't want to hear that. I regret asking the question. We'll move on. No, I legitimately think, because you can go ask Mr. Cincinnati, because I was right. And that was way back when I said, I don't think Roman's going to lose the title at Mania. I think 1,000 days is too, juicy for them to pass up. I think, breaking that record might be a little bit too juicy for them to pass up at this point. When are they ever going to get this far again with somebody to rewrite this record book? I am leaning, shut your mouth. I am leaning more and more to saying Roman wins at WrestleMania. I saw that long blink, but I keep leaning that way because I just, if you look at how this is, and this is kind of a Hunter booking philosophy. If you kind of look at it, Rhea's been the champion for a long time, right? Gunther has broken the Intercontinental title record. The tag champions, they haven't been a long time, but they're not changing as frequently as they have. United States champions kind of up there. But Rollins has had the title for a very long time. I think he wants lengthier reigns as champion. Even when you go back to NXT and look at Mello and how long he had the title, like I think the lengthier title reigns and putting more prestige on those titles again is what he's looking for. And what better way to do it than have Roman be that guy? Nobody's ever going to hit Bruno. Nobody's ever going to do that. Like it just that will never happen. But second place, I think Roman's got a chance. Third place, not second place.
Well, okay, you might have been right about one thing in that soliloquy, but you were also wrong about the Bengals and rooting or betting against them.
Yes, I know. I lost money.
Speaking of stories, Shinsuke Nakamura is trying to restart his story by ending Cody Rhodes. What do you think of that?
I love this feud. I absolutely love this feud. Obviously, next week is not going to be the blow-off, but how in the hell did it take this long to get Nakamura to this? Like, this is the best he's ever been presented in this company. And the fact that they are going with the I didn't get to finish my story, so you don't get to finish your story thing. I mean, that's really good storytelling. And that's, he sees kind of
simple too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. It's simple, easy storytelling where in a past regime, again, we'll talk about a past regime, never really looked at the past, right? Nakamura's bringing stuff up that happened years and years and years ago and bringing it to the forefront and going, hey, you're in that position that I was in and I didn't get to do it. So you are not going to get to do it because that has just grown inside of me since then. And that's just like, I am very excited for the continuation of this feud. It's obviously not going to end next week. But I think it's going to be a really good match. I don't know how they get out of it, but I like what they're doing, and I think Nakamura can still eat a loss and be okay.
Yeah, see, that's what worries me about Nakamura, and for a couple of reasons. Because we saw the program with Seth Rollins. You didn't really feel like Nakamura was going to beat Seth Rollins, and I know that you and Mr. Cincinnati were at Fastlane, and I don't think either of you guys really felt like the title was in that much jeopardy, or at least that's not what he said. But.
I don't know, that mist when he hit the mist and pushed him off the ladder through the announce table. I thought for maybe a second, but that was a good spot. That was a good spot.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I mean, yeah, no, those losses, certainly don't help, and it seems like the programs with Ricochet and Chad Gable, those are great matches, but there's not been any real continuity, though.
I agree with what you're saying on that, but I think him beating those guys kind of puts him above that tier, right? Like, he can beat the lower card guys. He's just having trouble beating the main card or the main event guys. But that puts him in that main event level where it's, hey, I can take care of the smaller business. It's the big ones that I'm having trouble with. But he can still feel like a credible threat, because I imagine that after this Cody Rhodes feud, he's going to do something of a smaller feud and kind of reestablish himself and go after another big dog kind of thing.
Well, let me ask you this, because we are marveling over the recent reinvention of Shinsuke Nakamura's character. Does this, in your opinion, any way increase the chances of signing Okada?
That's a tough question.
Taco Tully with the tough questions.
Yeah. Yep. In that case, I think what it's going to boil down to between AEW and WWE is if Okada wants to live in the United States. If he still wants to be in Japan, he could take like a Kota Ibushi deal and still live in Japan, but just be under contract with AEW, or a Will Ospreay thing where he's going to live in England, but still be under contract with AEW and come in kind of part-time-ish. That really depends on if he is comfortable moving to the States. So I would say and I know that's not the answer that is very good, but it depends on if he is willing to come over, and maybe, Kyrie coming back over helps. Asuka can obviously speak on it, like living in the United States and working for WWE. Nakamura can obviously speak on it. Tozawa can speak on it. Like, there have been plenty that have done it, and I'm sure that helps, and maybe that would help his transition over to the United States. But at, how old is he? 35, 36, something like that?
Sorry. Yeah. No, can you hear me now?
I got you, Taco.
Okay. Thank God. All right.
So, is he 35, 36, something like that?
I think, like 35. Yeah. So, I mean, this is a massive. I mean, and any move that you make, this is a money movie. I think you're closer to the end of your career than the beginning. Very, very hard hitting style. But I at least am optimistic, because we're seeing the presentation of Shinsuke Nakamura, Kairi Sane, Sky, Asuka. I mean, there's a lot that can be done there, and I don't know. I would like to see this as one more big free agent get that WWE has in 2024, because I mean that's just what it is. Is like it's just gonna be the Wild West.
Can I flip a question on you, Mr. Tully? Don't answer with your mouth full.
Hit me. I won't.
Is Okada, pronouns pal, is Okada signing with the WWE? Do you think that is still considered a big deal if it happens? For us, I will. Yeah. But like for a casual fan, I mean, and I know they had to do the same thing with Nakamura, but do you think, that it would be a harder sell to a casual fan?
Not really, I don't think. I mean, I don't think it'll take very long for them to show that impact that he has and what he's done internationally overseas. Like it won't take long to put together. Again, if they take the same approach that they've just now kind of figured out the formula with Shinsuke Nakamura, they could. Yeah.
Sorry, I chuckled. Don't show his Impact footage. don't do that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I don't know how you messed that up.
AEW like has that unique opportunity with their company where they have that partnership with New Japan. So if he ever wanted to go back and have that unique contract, I think that gives them the leg up right now. Again, it just kind of depends on, hey, are you willing to move to the States and live here full time and do a full time WWE thing at 36 years old? Like, are you willing to uproot and totally go to a different country, a different culture, and get 5 years or so out of this and do this? But it'll be really interesting to see what he does, because he is a free agent. End of January 2024?
I believe so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, when's the Rumble?
27th, I want to say. I could be super wrong. I don't carry a calendar.
I mean, that would you do. It's on your phone. That would be an interesting. I see. Look, Taco. I popped him. I saw the little snicker. Yeah, that's right. The podcast dad knows a little bit about technology, sir. You have a calendar on you at all times. Thank you.
Wait, you said that word too.
Calendar?
You had no, the other T word. Stop. You have to. You know what? Okay.
I said all times.
No. You said the T word. You said
the
T
didn't.
word.
Go back and no, I didn't.
I will, and you'll be wrong about this too. But you know what? That's inhale tacos, exhale negativity. Inhale tacos, exhale negativity. Maybe. What's it to you?
Well, you know, I feel bad for you. We're just having fun. Taco. It's okay. You got your damn pocket, Taco. What are you complaining about?
I'm in a bunch. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah. Next match. What's in the taco, buddy? Jeez.
So I did not get to watch this match, but I know that you watched at least a majority of Raw. What did you think about the 2 or 3 Falls match, Imperium DIY?
So the first 2 falls were just kind of, regular WWE distraction finishes. Last fall was pretty good. Vinci is really athletic, like way more athletic than I remember he is. Like that, I don't know if you saw the highlight of his springboard moonsault, but like that was pretty amazing. But DIY getting the win is fine. Continue to establish them as a team that needs to be established for sure. It was fine. It was a good, I think, way to use your TV and to have some teams kind of show out, and like we don't get to see 2 out of 3 falls match very often. So I like the idea of doing something different on TV. Even if it wasn't super spectacular, it was different, and that's what I enjoyed most about it.
Yeah. Do you think it's too soon to kind of advance this Imperium blow up? Because there was a backstage segment where Gunther and Kaiser were in the background of I want to say it might have been the Adam Pearce, Seth Rollins segment, one of those. They were back there and looked like they were plotting, talking. We talked, you guys talked so much about like, Gunther already being at this main event status, or are we finding that he really just does not need these guys anymore?
No, I think he does. I think it adds to that aura of him that he's just like an absolute menace and people are terrified to disappoint him. And even when they do well, he is able to manipulate both of them and to go, hey, you did well, you not so much. I love that dynamic, and just kind of that he is just this all powerful, all important, manipulative being. And I think the group needs to be a little bit better. But like, I go back to that WrestleMania entrance and Ludwig on right over there on the side stage and Giovanni right there on the other, and introducing him. Like the presentation alone with the 3 of them, I think is worth keeping them together.
Fair enough. Okay. All right. Elsewhere, and this was, like I said, this was a great night for tag team action. Creed Brothers getting a win over JD McDonough and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. creeds are the truth. And I mean, I think anybody that's watched NXT over the last couple of years has seen that, and it's now time that they're finally breaking out.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's watched NXT knows about the Creed brothers. They're finally getting this shot on the main roster, and I think they're great. We have to, excuse me, we're going to have to get some personality out of them, I think. They are not the best on the mic, and that may hinder them moving forward because WWE is not all about wrestling. It's what you do on the mic as well. That's why I like the association with Chad Gable. They haven't like strictly paired them with Alpha Academy yet, but their in-ring work was never a question. I think why they were in NXT so long was to try to continue to develop the mic work. And so far, it hasn't been the best.
Yeah.
But like their in-ring work is, you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, and like you say, I mean, this is a new WWE. Yes, the mic work is important, but they also know how to work with that, and they know how to get that out of people. I mean, AJ Styles was abysmal on the mic, and then all of a sudden a switch hits, and there he is.
They have the most important part, which is the wrestling. They can captivate an audience with their wrestling, but you still have to talk people into seats, and they will work on that, and I think they will get better.
Yeah. Great women's tag team match too. I mean, there nothing really crazy to.
K Squared is really good. They should be on TV every week. That finishing move was bonkers. Like they are so great, and this was awesome to see them on Raw. Please put them on consistently because they could easily be the stars of that tag division. And I don't even think it's a question. Like they are so good. They are so athletic. Again, the mic work's probably not the best, but they are just like in ring. They are fun to watch. And that tag team division needs fun to watch tag teams so desperately that put them on my TV every week. I will get more invested in this tag division like every week.
Yeah, because I mean, realistically, as great as Chelsea Green and Miss P are, they're eventually going to need some legitimate threat to their championships, and we're not necessarily seeing that yet. And obviously, there's the advantage of having Piper Niven as the powerhouse of that tag team. So it's gonna take something to find a team like that. But yeah, no, I think that this is trending in the right direction. Now, if we could just get Alba Fire and Isla Dawn back on TV.
Yeah, I mean they've been working the dark matches, so I'm going to assume they'll be back soon.
All right. All right. If you can hear me, you froze up there for a second.
I got you.
Hear me now?
I got you.
Yes. Okay. So did Jey Uso finally earn that main event moniker last night?
Yeah, he had a great match. That was probably the best singles match Jey Uso's had. How much of that do I put on Seth Rollins? Probably a little bit, but Jey held his own, and it was a very good match. At no point did I think Jey was going to win, obviously, but yeah, this was a good test, and I think he passed the test. I still don't know if he is main event level. I still need work on that. Like when I look at championship contenders, he is still pretty far down the list if we're doing kind of a power ranking. But the match overall was very good. I'm happy that he got that opportunity. I liked the ending when Drew came out and kind of, this was something that Bryce talked about yesterday was, how are they going to stop the crowd? Bryce Cannon.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah, you should. He is the Wrestling Junkies podcast world champion, so you should like him.
Ooh, that's an idea.
Yes, it is a great idea. And like he was wondering how are they going to have the crowd not boo Seth Rollins, the handshake, and then Drew attacking was the perfect way to do it because yes, I think the crowd still is going to side with CM Punk versus when he's against Seth Rollins, but Seth is not a heel. He's not going to be a heel. I still think Punk will end up being that heel because Seth is still planting those seeds of, I keep telling you about this guy, and when it happens, don't come crawling back to me. Like something's still weird about that. Friday night will be another promo that I think we're all going to read into a little bit more, but Friday night will be another promo and see what else is he going to say. Is he going to still sound, disingenuous when he talks? And yeah, I just overall good match. Jey stepped up to the plate. I don't know if he's on my short list to win the world title next year, but I could still see him dethroning Gunther and taking the Intercontinental title and having a good run with that to kind of see then have management go, okay, we're going to give you this title. Go prove that you can hold, a spot and maybe get to the world title in the future.
Jey Uso?
Yes.
You pulled that question right out of my brain, bro.
You're welcome. So I had my coffee, man. I feel myself. I keep talking. I've had my coffee. It's gone, and it's like when you pulled the taco out of your pocket. I had the coffee, and I'm good to go.
Look at us, tacos and coffee. That's all right. Anyway, so all right, what can you do? Yeah, Raw was solid. We'll see what happens next week. Like, Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath return. I'm ready for. Now, let's look at these three guys because they're very clearly going to stay intertwined right now. Do you see this as a triple threat match at the Rumble?
No. Excuse me. Okay. I could see Drew and Seth at the Rumble. I think Jey will be in the Rumble match. And I could see like Jimmy eliminating him to start setting up that Mania program. Because I think we'll get Jimmy and Jey at WrestleMania.
Hope so.
I would assume so. I mean, Jimmy cost him at SummerSlam and they still haven't had a match. So
it's fair.
It is fair. I know. I'm great. It's fine. Now you understand what Eric is talking about all the time. Is I'm just fantastic. Terrible gambler, but who would have thought Dave Browning with the Bungles was gonna?
His name is Jake Browning. Like, no. If I could step in for Mr. Cincinnati here, his name is Jake Browning.
Jake Browning.
Don't you? Don't you? I was gonna say, don't you go doing that to my teams. I treat your Eagles with respect. Sometimes.
You have to. They're the best team in the league.
Yeah, but Bengals, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a Bengals fan.
Anyway.
Taco. You like tacos.
I do like tacos,
What's in that taco? Don't take a bite. What was in it? Don't lick.
I'm all done with it. It was chicken salad, thank you.
Chicken salad taco? And it was in your pocket? That's disgusting. Warm chicken salad on a taco. Oh.
Lukewarm,
Feel bad for your toilet.
Anything else to talk about?
You got anything for me? Anything looking forward to NXT tonight?
I don't think so. Iron Survivor challenges continue. I think there's a last chance match tonight for the women's side. I don't.
Yes, it's a
oh wow, okay, fun. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm ready for Deadline though. This is like unexpectedly become a fun. I didn't think I would like that concept as much as I did when I actually watched it. So ready for the weekend.
Mello gets in.
We got Deadline Crosstown Trio.
Because it's Mello, Tyler Bate.
I'm gonna say no.
The other two losers of the previous matches. I can't remember.
Well, I still don't think so. Mello doesn't really need to be in this match.
I think he's in. I think he's in.
And I talk him on it.
I think he's in, and that somehow him and Trick are one of them's going to cost the other, and that's just going to continue that fracture.
I mean, well, hey, you want to bet a taco on it?
No, I don't eat tacos. I ate burritos.
I'm sorry, what?
I ate burritos. Or quesadillas. Or chalupas. Or chimichangas.
I don't even know what to say here.
Fajitas.
That's like, do you just not get the internet?
Burrito bowls.
What? Okay, now this is just depressing. Thank you guys for watching the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Remember to hit that QR code, like, share, subscribe. Mr. Cincinnati will be back tomorrow after he's done celebrating the Bengals win. We got some great interviews coming up this week. Johnny Van Frank, he's still under contract, I guess. What?
He's still in the Poconos. Leave him alone.
Okay, I'm not going to poke my nose in his
business. He's earned his PTO.
PTO is important. Relax, Angry Slacks. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. This is Taco Tully for the podcast. We'll talk to you guys soon.